how do you network in terms of forging relationships across generations, particularly
great question.
with very, very senior people that you might bump into a conference who are at least 20 to 30 years older than you, and across genders as well?
How do you network across generations, let's say people 20 or 30 years older or younger than you, and across genders? Anyone burning to answer? Misa,
I
go
would
ahead.
say if you're, well, from my experience, you know, I'm sort of still on the younger side. I'm still Gen Y. I'm like the last year. I'm the oldest one. But people, I found when I'm networking with people 20, 40, well, not 40 years older, but, you know, yeah, 40 years older than me, they are dying to impart their wisdom to me. And they need me to help them be sort of hip and cool, and, you know, asking me, how do I use Twitter, or what is this, you know, how do I manage my email systems better? And it's sort of this give and take. You look like you're sort of in the middle of the spectrum, like I am, around, you know, approaching 30. I don't know if that's accurate, but I think it's, you know, you need to sort of help out and take the wisdom, and perhaps, you know, those people are often still the decision makers. So it's good to be networking with the older.
And Rose, go ahead.
Yeah, various ages, they really impart different aspects of experience and wisdom. We call it reverse mentoring. You know, you can mentor the younger employees in the office and so forth. Even if you have a supervisor, they lean on you for your wisdom and what you've gleaned. But also, it's the opposite effect, where they really are valuable. At times could be resistant because they have their certain ways, but they're open to it. And they're open to nuances where they can learn in the business to, again, be mentored in these new challenges, new ways.
Terrific.
So whereas you look at the younger generation can be mentored, and the younger generation can mentor the older workers too.
Okay, terrific. Sean, you want to add?
I would just add, again, know your quarry. Okay? We're hunters. We're all hunters here.
And if someone wanted to hunt you down when you were a senior HR person, how would they do that?
They would look at my professional associations. They would see what boards I was on. They would see, you know, obviously my volunteer work, you know, is huge. They would know how to come at me in the place where I want to be approached most.
And they wouldn't shoot.
Can I just mention
Yes,
one
Pam.
thing? Use the media. I mean, when I'm talking about this idea of your quarry being these senior people that you don't run into at the gym or, you know, at the deli, if you're trying to get in touch with someone who's very senior, one of the things you can do is read the trade publications, go to Sybil, do a search on LexisNexis, find where they're quoted, and send them a sincere email or contact them somehow saying, hey, I read what you had to say, and Cranes, and
Sincere.
Yeah,
right.
and educated.
And not form.
Yes.
Right?
I have to
Yes,
share
Rose.
one story about really the spectrum of this age. We have new agents and brokers coming in, and they're in their 20s and 30s. Our eldest broker is actually 85 years old. He was the first male broker with Barbara Corcoran. Very interesting. He still has a desk. He still is viable, valuable individual because of his contacts. And it's something that, you know, you don't shy away from. People go to him, talk with him. He works with one of our top brokers, and she's grossing $500 million a year. So what does that say? Let me tell you something. Age brings wisdom. It brings a lot of things to the table that others may not have at that point. So if you want a real estate license, look what you could do.